Hello everyone. I thought of doing a short video on how to maintain your pool regardless of the size, but I'm gonna use our pool. We have about a 10 by 8 pool. It is about 10,000 gallons, so maybe you can just use that as your benchmark when you maintain your pool. So first, let me show you our pool. So okay, that's our pool. It's a 10 by 8 pool, roughly. Let me show it to you. There's our pool. And let me show it to you. It's hooked up to a Hayward cleaning mechanism. And this is the Hayward cleaning mechanism, or should I say the filters. There's the filter, that is the filter. Alright, and those are the breakers and the light switches for the pool, and those are the breakers. And this is really for the air because it has a jacuzzi. Okay, so let me show you step by step on how I clean the pool. The first step, of course, before you clean the pool is you need to run your pump, your filters for about well, at least while you're using it, or I mean while you are cleaning it. Okay, give it some time to circulate, let the filter do its work, and then maybe after 5 minutes of running the filter, that's the time you do the next step. First, let me just turn on the pump, and my PSI reading is still below 20 PSI. It's now about 15. Is that 15? Yeah. So it's still within, because normally it's from 10 to 20 PSI. When it's 20 PSI, it means your filter is dirty already, and so you have to probably clean it or replace it. In my case, since this is a DE filter, or it uses a DE sand substrate together with the filter, what I do is when it reaches 20, or before it reaches 20 PSI, I normally replace the sand filter. But we won't go into that now. Maybe on my next video, if you will ask me, or if you will request down in your comment, then maybe we can do a video. But here you can see the water of the pump is now running. As you can see, there's the flow. One indicator on how clean your pool is that you should be able to see the bottom. Okay, it's not murky, it's not cloudy. And as you can see here in our pool, I've maintained this every day. And my routine in cleaning it is really essentially, number one, running the filter for at least an hour every day, ideally once in the morning, then once in the afternoon. Is it costly? Well, in my case, I'm running about 1.5 horsepower pump, so it's not as costly as running your regular pump, water pump. But yeah, it adds up. But it's what it takes to maintain a swimming pool. It's more costly if you don't maintain your pool and then you just get to replace all the water. So at least in my case, I only replace the water in our pool once every year, or once every 6 months. In fact, for this pool, I started filling it, and the first time I filled it and maintained it is way back in November 2019, and it's now July in 2020, right in the middle of COVID. And as you can see, it's still clean because of that routine that I am talking about. I've done it daily. Alright, so again, the first thing is run your motor for at least 5 minutes to let it mix. So, and because the next thing that you will do is to use this. Next thing you will do is to use your chemicals to measure the pH value and chlorine level of your pool. Ideally, you need to maintain a good level, and the good level of your chlorine should be anywhere from 7.2 to 7.6 when you do the hydrogen test. I'm sorry, that's for for the pH test, okay? 7.2 and 7.6, and for your chlorine test, it should be anywhere from 1 to 1.5. Actually, you do that by using this. If you do not have this, this is very important testing tool, so that you know where the level of your pool is. So if you can see here, it actually shows a differing level of color. The yellow is for the chlorine, and the different color of red and pink is for the pH test. So this is the ideal right here. That's between 1 and 2.2 for the chlorine, and the ideal for the pH is 7.6. So what I normally do is to scoop a swimming pool water which has been running for about 5 minutes to ensure that it has a great mix already, no? At hindi yung baka kasi makukuha nyo yung naging stagnant na tubig. So at least ito napaikot nyo na yung tubig. Alright, so let's do that now. So here, let's remove this. Ang hirap lang pala pag iisang kamay, tas isang kamay sa camera. But anyway, this is what I normally do. Okay, first I clean the holder of the water by throwing out the swimming pool water, and then once it's fairly clean already, you just get a few. Now the trick is in this particular testing kit, the water should be somewhere here only. So mahirap siya pag papatak-patak mo lang. So what I normally do, okay, is to do this gently, or with just enough force, so that the level should be anywhere at least near the level. Okay, here in the chlorine test level area, it's already on that area. Okay, here's pH a little bit high, but that's enough. But if you want to make sure, then you just have to cover the chlorine, or kung anumang area yung okay na kayo, just give it a few more tap until you're satisfied that it's within. Okay, so now to put the chemicals to test it. Okay, there are different kinds of, or brands, I mean, of this chemical test. But for this particular, you drop four drops here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then for the pH, it's the same thing. You drop 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what you do is you close both. Okay, do not interchange the cover. Okay, and then give it a little bit shake to see if you are within, over, or just right. And from what I can see, my chlorine level is under the ideal. It's actually between 0.4 to 0.2, which is in this, okay, based on the color. I don't know if you can see it there. It's a little, I'll put it a little bit nearer. Sa pH level, I think it's just near the ideal, but I won't touch the pH level now. Because if you want to touch this, there are different materials or chemical to use, like this one too. Okay, like this too, because you have a pH increaser and then you have a pH decreaser. Normally, you just follow the instruction to increase or either decrease the level. But for this video, I won't use this for now, because our focus is more on how to maintain the proper chlorine level. So for now, we will forego this. Of course, there are other brands that you can use. It's just so that this is what I have. By the way, I'm not endorsing any product. Okay, it's just that Ito lang po yung aking gamit kasi ngayon. So as you can see right now, before I forget, it's good to put it against a white background para mas makita mo yung level there. As you can see it, siguro mas makikita nyo. Okay, I really have to add a little bit more chlorine. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so this is the chlorine that I'm using right now. Naubos na yung una kong gamit, yung diclone but this is actually a cheaper kind because I cannot go to Manila to buy the Japan made. That is better if you can, in my experience. But since this is cheaper, I bought this around 2,800 for this 40 kilogram drum. They call it a drum. Pwede na siya. So this is what I'm using now. The suggested is about 700 grams per 10,000 gallons. Okay, so ano po yan? Pag ginamit nyo yan, actually, diyan kayo pwedeng mag-testing which is tama na, matatansya nyo. Kasi ako po, what I do is scoop it using this scoop, okay, tabo. And in my experience, I use it up to here lang, hanggang dito lang yung level ng chlorine. And that's enough to raise my chlorine level until the following morning. And then the following morning, I do the same routine again. Either add it, kung mataas pa, hindi ko muna siya gagalawin. So let's try adding it now. Okay, so now we're gonna open this chlorine. But again, here's a closer look of the chlorine that I'm using. It's really used for water treatment, bleaching agent, bactericide, and algicide. But on the website, you can see, or if you research this particular brand, Superchlor, calcium hypochlorite, it's really used. What is also used really for maintenance of your swimming pool. So let's open it. Okay, so there is the granulated chlorine. It looks the same as what I'm using before. There's the how it looks. So again, what you do is you scoop out about 100 grams, and in my experience, no, I'm sorry, not 100 grams, about 700 grams, and in my experience, okay, this is about enough, I think, of what I'll be needing. Again, it's only up to here. Okay. Again, it's only up to here maybe, okay? But if you have a weighing scale, it's much better. So what you do, okay, is put it on a pail, and I use this pail really just for maintenance of my pool, and I tell everyone here not to use it for any other reason. Baka kasi po magamit sa pandilig sa halaman, baka mamatay yung halaman because too much chlorine sa plant is not good for it. Okay, so better mark your bucket just like this one. Medyo malabo na lang, but I marked it na for chlorine use only. Okay, so here what we're gonna do now is mix it with water. Okay, I'm gonna use the water from the pool because first what you have to do is to dissolve the chlorine so that you can easily spread it out in the pool. There are some who says na pwedeng isabog na lang yung chlorine sa pool. Well, you can do that. Ang problema lang po kasi dyan, the chlorine is really a very strong chemical at kaya niyang i-bleach yung inyong tiles. So ang mangyayari nun, baka magkaroon kayo ng mga white spots in your pool. So what I do just to make sure is to mix it thoroughly here, okay, and dissolve it here before spreading it on the pool like so. And do this while the pump of your pool is running also. to make sure that it is properly dissolved. And just spread it around your pool para lang ano siya, mas maganda po yung pagkakalat ng chlorine, para hindi siya sa isang lugar lamang. So after you have done that, let your pump run for about an hour para lang may spread niya yung chlorine, para maganda yung pag-disinfect ng pool. At the same time, para maikalat ng mahusay yung chlorine. You know, one benefit of having a pool with a good chlorination, especially itong COVID season, since we know that the chlorine is really a disinfectant, so sa akin lamang po, in some way, pag naligo ka with a good chlorinated pool, it can actually act as a disinfecting agent para sa atin, para kung mayroong mang sakaling ibang bacteria, not necessarily the COVID, but kahit na siguro COVID, pwede nyo ma-disinfect yung tao. Kaya kami, normally what we do, since mainit ngayon, we normally take a dip in the pool for about an hour or so. Not only to freshen up, but para rin ma-disinfect. So that's one added benefit of having a good chlorinated pool. Para na rin sigurado sa mga maliligo, at least safe siya. Alright, again, here's another look of the pool. Okay, the motor is still running. And like I said, let it run for about 1 hour. And then normally, at the end of the day, what I do is I take a reading in the afternoon. Kasi if you take a reading now, na katatapos mo mag-chlorine, syempre masyado mataas yung chlorine level mo. It's not the right level kasi hindi pa siya nadi-dissolve properly around the pool. So if you want to get a good reading after you have chlorinated the pool, kung pwede, get a reading the following day or at least after 5 hours para siguradong naikalat na yung chlorine. So like ako mamaya, it's now about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, just before siguro around 6 p.m. take another reading para yun na reading ko for the end of the day. And then tomorrow morning, in the morning, I will take another reading and see, like I said kanina, kung kailangan ko pang maglagay uli or no more na muna. So that's how I maintain my pool. And so I hope you've learned something here, and I hope I was able to help you. If you have any question, just post on the comment. And please, if you like what you are seeing, please click subscribe and the bell button so that makita niyo po yung mga susunod ko pang i-upload na video. And maybe if you want to just converse with me regarding, maybe you might have some input or you've learned something and you want to maybe share anything, just drop me a comment on this video. So thank you again, and good day to you. Stay safe everyone, especially ngayong COVID season. Bye.